Hi guys, in today's video we are still on the Steam Deck with Batocera version 39, and today we're going to be playing a Commodore 64 title called Tracksuit Manager. So this was released in 1989 and it came out of the Commodore 64 and the Spectrum, Amiga, Amstrad, all the big hitters of the day. And it's a football manager sim, in my opinion one of the best ones in the 80s. And I did play this originally on the Commodore 64, so that's what we're emulating it on now. And this was included on the SD card that I got with all of this system on, and it boots straight from the SD card into the Batocera front end. And the reason I'm playing this, first of all, is because I like it. It's a good game, and the Euros are on right now. And secondly, it also, you need to use the keyboard. Not a lot, but you do need to invoke it. So I just thought I'd show you what that looks like on this system. You bring it up by pressing the select button, and then you just use the D-pad to select whatever keys you need. Pressing the B button gives you a solid keyboard or a transparent keyboard. And A selects the letter. So we'll just call ourselves Bobby Robson. Why not? So these are the groups. We are England. So we'll see what group we're in. This is for the Nations Cup draw. Ooh. In with the old enemy, West Germany, before unification. So the premise of this game is that I've just taken over the England manager's job because bad things happened with the previous manager. And I've got to qualify for the upcoming tournaments. So here we are. The Daily Slag welcomes me as a new manager. And Sporting Knife says I am greeted with open arms. Oh, I didn't mean to do that, but I did it. So this is the main screen, and these are all the options you can choose. Date progresses the game. Let's have a look at the fixtures. So my first game is against West Germany there, second on the list. I can also arrange friendlies. By going to the diary screen. So you see I've got no game scheduled for July. So I'll arrange fixtures. I'll arrange a little tour, and then we'll just do one game to show you what it's like. So you select your start date, which will be the 3rd of July, and I'll just pick these teams in order. Albania, that will do. So as you can see, I'm playing every 2 games, but that's fine. Every 2 days. We've got a squad there. You can scout the matches. You can save the game. We'll just progress through the first game for us, Austria v England, and I'll pick the squad. Now this you have 100 players to choose from your pool of English players, and these are all, or at least the majority of them, vast majority, maybe 99%, are real players. So there'll be a few players in here that you'll remember: Peter Shilton, Chris Wooge, Spink, Bobby Mims, Dave Besant, and you have a 22-man squad, I think. So I'll just give myself Sutton, of course, number 1, Woods number 2, and I'll give myself 3 keepers. Oh, why not bring Big Dave Besant in, eh? Defenders, you can view reports on your players if you don't know who they are. So I'll show you that now. We'll have report on Terry Butcher. So there you go, it gives them the name, the stats, passing, shooting, tackling, heading, etc. And for defensive work you need tackling and heading really. Stamina's always good, but I think by this stage Terry Butcher's probably getting on a bit. But I will pick him in my squad. Spackman will bring Barry Venison along. So I'll bring 8 defenders, 6 midfielders, and 6 attackers, just so I can get people to have a bit of a run out. Mark, right? That Breacher fella there, from what I remember, I think he's the only guy who isn't real, but a typo is what people think it was. That might be Paul Hardiman. I'll show you that. I think the real play he was based on played for Luton. Yeah, Luton. So it could be a misspelling, or it could just be a guy who they've made up. But you've got good stats there. Excellent shooting, tackling, heading, reaction, and the stamina is heel pass. So I might bring Breacher with us. Why not? Midfielders next. So this is even before the time of David Beckham. It's even before the time of Gascoigne. So let's pick Brian Robson. So I had this game a week into the Commodore 64 quite late, I'll be honest. But I had this game and Italian 90 was really my first international tournament that I remember watching. So I do know most of these games, Neil Webb and Peter Reid and that, but some I don't. Steve McMahon didn't really trouble the England time. Oh, Gaza is there. Bring Gaza. Actually, no, I'll read Gaza's report. Is it Newcastle still here? So it's probably Gary Maxson. Steve McMahon. It doesn't really matter. You could look into all of these stats. Oh, Glenn Hoddle. And we'll take Gary Mabasso there from Spurs. Oh, was only going to take 8, wasn't it? Only going to take 6. Never mind. Waddle, Lineker, of course. Peter Beardsley, of course. John Barnes. And that is my squad. 23 players. I'll see if I can pick a 24th. So it's Cyril Regis. Oh, I can. But that's enough players. Oh no, there you go. I can only have 22. So I'll get rid of Cyril. If that is Cyril. And I'll get rid of one midfielder. Megson. And now we'll go straight to player. So this is where you pick your team. I'm going to change my tactics to 4-4-2. And I'm going to change my system to, we'll go attacking. We'll have a bit. We'll have aggressive. So there are tactics you can employ. I'll just quickly pick my team. Stuart Pearce, Tony Adams, Terence Butcher, and we'll give Mark Wright a go. Now that is technically 3 centre backs, but although Wright I think could play on the right. I don't think it really matters to that degree. In midfield, we will have Robson, and we'll have Reid, and we'll have Webb. Not really. Oh, that's Waddle's more of a winger than a forward. I'll see if I can put Waddle there. You can. That might penalise us because he's not down as a midfielder. And, you know, Barnes really would be a midfielder as well, but I'll give Lineker and Beardsley up front. So that's my team, and let's play the match. So this is against Austria. It's just a friendly, so I'm not too bothered. And then you can see this is the rolling commentary system that was used. You can accelerate. I think it was by pressing space in the normal game, but on here you press up. And it goes through fairly quickly. I did play a lot of Football Manager games in the 80s, or from the 80s rather than in the 80s. I played them in the 90s, and I think this was the most advanced, really. You get no physical, if you dislike goal there, you get no like highlights like you do in some games. Even back in the 80s, you got highlights in games like Kenny Dalglish and things like that. This one you don't. You get a live commentary and the pitch indicator on the bottom, but you get a lot of tactics to play with. You get a lot of stats. Half time, nothing much has happened. I'll keep the team the same, and I might have a few subs at around the 65-minute mark. Oh no, Lineker's injured. It doesn't say bring him off, so I'll keep him on for a bit. So because this is a friendly and it doesn't really matter, I'm not going to be too sad if I get beat. Oh, I'm getting beat. We'll make some substitutions. So I'll keep Lineker on even though he is injured. Bring on Barnes for Beardsley. I'll bring on Hoddle for Waddle. Lineker. Oh, come on, Lineker. Yes. Me left. Oh, disallowed, man. Come on. Werner stretch it off with an injury. Good. Right, the last. Oh, have I made all my substitutions? I might have made all the substitutions I can. Remember, this is the days before you could make 17 substitutions. So that's it. That's the end of the game. And there's the stats. We had a goal disallowed each. I did commit more fouls, but I was tackling heavier. I had less shots. Didn't deserve to win. So now you have a report of the team, which in theory might help you beat them next time. Scrappy performance. England fall apart. Very unforgiving. Well, that's it. I won't play another game because it's probably not a spectator game. It's more of a, get involved and enjoy it. But I just want to show you, first of all, introduce you to a game that you might not have heard of. It's a great manager game, though. Obviously, when you compare it to things like Football Manager, it's nowhere near as in depth, but it helped while away the hours back in the late 80s, early 90s. It's also a game where you had to invoke the keyboard, which I will remind you is the select button. Didn't have to do much with it, just use it to type the name. The rest of it was done using the D-pad and the buttons. So these games still work on this system, even though there's no physical keyboard. It still works fine. There are ways around it. So that is it for today's game. I think I might actually save this game though, because I will come back to it. So to save the game there is a save option at the bottom, but I wouldn't use that. Save state in the emulator menu by holding down your hotkey and A to bring it up. So that is it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.